What's up, y'all? It's me, and this is KissiaDee, the channel. And if you have already tuned into the journey and you know what it is, I appreciate you and welcome back. And if you have not and you're new, make sure you like all of my videos, comment on this one, and also make sure you guys subscribe, tap that bell so you can get my notifications so you won't miss out on anything that I post. So, welcome back. We're back in the Zen room. The Zen room, it's crazy, right? Since quarantine, I have kind of redecorated the Zen room a little bit, so it looks a little bit bare in here. I moved things around, just trying to, create more space. So I was thinking about, because whenever I post, y'all, I try not to like over post, but I set a goal for myself because it's really hard for me to stay consistent with making videos because YouTube is not like solely what I want to do. But YouTube is fun. It's a good way to just connect with an audience and everything. So I always try to, whatever I post, I try for it to be super organic. So I was just thinking, I'm like, what could I do? What could I record? And I figured, why not do my first story time? I just did my first try on haul and I figured the story time would be good. So I thought that, it would only be fitting to tell you guys about the first time, well, the only time that I got caught smoking weed at a family reunion in Tennessee. Okay, so let's get into it. So I was probably 17 or 18, and we had a family reunion in Gatlinburg, Tennessee, at the cabins or whatever. So wait, but before I even get into that, let me just give you backstory on like who my parents are, okay? So you have my mom, Niecy, my dad, Kevin, right? My parents I grew up in a more strict household. Like, they weren't strict to the point where they were like, oh, you can't go anywhere, you can't do anything. But they were strict to the point like, you're not about to be out here smoking tweeds. You know what I'm saying? So, like my best friend, shout out to my best friend, Jamie. Jamie used to be smoking weed whenever we were in high school, like all the time. And my parents knew that she smoked. Like, if you knew Jamie, you knew that she smoked. So it wasn't like they had a problem like with me ever being around it. They're like, sis, you're not about to come back to the house smoking on the tweeds. So I'm like, okay, whatever. And I wasn't really pressed. So we ended up going to Tennessee, and my cousins, shout out to Jordan and Devin, they're from California, and my cousin Chase, he's from Alabama, so shout outs to them. So we decided one night, that we were gonna go, mind you, it had to be like maybe midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, like it was late. And so we decided like we're gonna walk down, like if you've ever been to Tennessee, like the cabins, it's always like a neighborhood of cabins, like wherever you stay. So we like walked down to like this big pavilion thing. So we walked down there, and my cousin Devin, I believe it was Devin, I'm pretty sure because Devin was the oldest. Devin pulls out this little tool right here. Yeah, so Devin pulls out this little bong, and he was like, what y'all trying to do? So I'm like, okay, I wasn't a smoker. I didn't smoke, but I'm like, okay, I'm with my cousins, they from Cali, that Cali weed. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna just go ahead and dabble into it. And by the time I get back home or back to our cabin, like my parents are gonna be asleep. It's 1 o'clock in the morning. So child, we then lit up the bong, and we then, took a good amount of time down there. Like, we done talked about life, we done got deep. High as a kite, okay? High as a kite. Like, I kid you not. Especially because I didn't smoke. So like, for me, different level. So it's 3 o'clock in the morning. We walk back to our cabins, and everybody's up. Everybody outside, everybody partying, they drinking, like all my older cousins and stuff, they out there drinking and stuff. So me and Jordan literally looking at each other crazy, like, what the hell? Mind you, Jordan is my age. Like, we're either a few months apart or I'm like a year older, somewhere around there, but we're really close in age. So we looking at each other crazy, like, what we about to do? Child, we going to her cabin because I already knew, you know, I wasn't trying to run into Big Kev with Terry. But Big Kev was outside at the time, and he was one of the people outside who was like drinking. So I knew, you know, he probably was a little lit. Not like drunk or anything crazy, but you know. So we go into her cabin. We in the bathroom, you know, putting on lotion. I'm splashing water on my face, trying to get my shit together, right? Walk back to my cabin. So I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna go in here. I'm gonna lay down. I'm not gonna say anything. Mind you, Kaylin and my little cousin Felicia. So Kaylin is my sister, K Danielle. Follow her channel. So she says, so I walk in, and mind you, we're 7 years apart. So if I'm 17, 18, they at least 10 or 11. So they still like in a little snitching, stupid stage, right? So I walk in, and as soon as I'm walking by Kaylin, her and Felicia just sniffing all on me, just making it obvious. I'm like, God damn. So they sniffing all on me and stuff, and I see my mama looking at me crazy, but y'all keep in mind, I'm high, so I'm not really, you know, fully there. So, you know, they sniffing on me, they look crazy, like, they look, you know, looking at me up and down. I'm like, first off, why are y'all not asleep? Second, let me go over here and lay down. So I try to lay down. So I was like, Kissia, what's wrong with you? So she's like all in my face, you know, pulling one of these, like all in my face. What's wrong with you? Nothing. I'm fine. You been drinking? I'm like, no. I'm like chuckling. I look back on it like, girl, it was all downhill. So I'm like chuckling. I'm like, no, I haven't been drinking. She was like, Kissia, you been smoking? That was literally my face. I was like, oh, well, yeah. I just, mind you, like eyes closed, high, y'all, it was bad. So I was like, yeah, you know, I just wanted to try it, you know. And my mama was so pissed. I can't even remember what she said, but all I know was she went to go get Big Kev, and Big Kev came up in there, and next thing I knew, he had me right here, like, I'm like, oh God. It was terrible, y'all. And I was so high, I feel like I was literally, whenever he snatched me up and kind of jerked me and put me on the wall real quick, I just knew I was about to fly clean through that wall. He didn't even jerk me that hard, but my mind, child, it was bad. So then I just went to bed because I was so high, y'all. I was so high. Went to bed, woke up the next morning. Mind you, in the cabin was not just me and my parents. It was me, my parents, my sister, my cousin, my little cousin Felicia, her mama, my auntie, two of my aunts, and my grandparents to put the cherry on top. So of course, you know, it just gets around the whole cabin that, you know, your girl smoked weed at the family reunion, and then me, Jordan, Devin, everybody, you know, pissed off at us. We look like the trouble kids, you know. So next morning, it has to be a whole discussion about how I smoke weed, and I'm just literally sitting there like, you know, if you just grew up in a black family, you know, it's just, it was a lot. But, you know, just looking back on that, it was dumb. You know how you just look back on like decisions that you made, and it's like, girl, why did you, what was the point? What was the point in that? What was the point in going to get that high at a family event, going back to the same cabin with my parents? Like, we didn't think that out very well. Me, Jordan, Devin, Chase, none of us. It was pretty trash. It was pretty trash. And my parents, I swear, they looked at me probably for like a year like I had snorted cocaine, like dead serious. And it's crazy because my dad, like, since then, like, we recently just had a conversation, and like, you know, he asked me after the fact, like, did you ever, you know, have you ever done it again and stuff like that. Like, it's just crazy because I wonder if they ever think back like we definitely overreacted. But see, my dad's point was, you know, you smoking something, you don't know where it came from, and you could be getting some bad weed and all this, that, and the third. So I don't want to put out a message to do drugs. That's not what I'm saying. But if you are, just know where you're getting your stuff from, okay? This is a certified PSA from KissiaDee channel. Thank you as always for coming. Tell me, have you ever got caught? Like, I really want to know in the comments. Or, you know, have you ever gotten caught doing something by your parents that you shouldn't have been doing? Make sure you guys like this video, comment, and must be some tweeds coming on me because I can't breathe. Anyway, like I was saying, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Make sure you tap the bell for notifications, and make sure you follow me on all my social media platforms at KissiaDee. This is KissiaDee the channel.